I've not used this before, so I'm just trying it out.
Hey man, it's been too long since we sat down and that just feels wrong. Allow me to give my head a shake, open my eyes and fix a mistake. Do you wanna come over, just like the old times? We'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Hey buddy, no strangers here. These times I hold them dear. My door's open, so come on in. This was great, let's do it again. Do you wanna come over, just like the old times? We'll hit pause and then hit rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Do you wanna come over, just like the old times? We'll hit pause and then hit rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly.
We're back, baby. Hans is going to join us a bit later. He's just going to read his kids a storybook and come back. What a cool guy. What a cool guy.
I wish I was there.
Oh, so good. Johnny's joining us again. The Biz, we're back with Stephen Hall. Pericles is also back again. It's like you guys never left. Deja vu? Yeah. We did no streams for so long, and now we're doing all the streams. Kiwi's also here. Josh is back. Flying Grace and Flying In. Shane is back. Speaking of time zones, stupid daylight savings happened for me overnight. Yeah, buddy. I can never get them right when it's not daylight savings. That song does ring a bell. Brought to you by our good buddy Adam. Man, we don't deserve Adam. He gives us all of these cool things.
I do all the mediocre things.
Yeah, but I love the media, and they're okay. No, I got nothing.
So we're getting into the weeds here. Toybiz, we're really getting into the third, I'd say, generation of Toybiz toys.
Right,
And,
we are far removed from where we first came.
We are far removed. However, a little advertisement for a backdoor pilot that's coming to you Monday morning my time is Kenner, you believe it. So it'll be the same format as this show over on my channel, and we are going to be diving into Kenner, but Kenner after 1990. So
Gotcha.
it's a very specific era of Kenner, what I call the Kenner golden era, which I will explain in the show. But
okay.
We'll talk about that later. But yeah, we're going to do Kenner, you believe it, coming Monday morning. Eastern
Well,
Standard
links to Adam's channel is in the description, so do go check that out. Hit subscribe so don't miss out on that cool show. And he was nice enough to invite me along.
It's going to be great. Anybody who's here right now in this chat, if you want to get up Monday morning, hang out with us.
What time?
It'll be Similar Mode Tuesday, so we're going to go live at 7 o'clock. Oh, Lilith. She's always so kind. Her words are kind.
Oh, yes.
Just playing with my 3D printer and kind words happen. But today we're not talking about Kenner. We're talking about Toybiz.
It feels like it's been forever. Glad to be back.
It has been. So, question. How many Toybiz figures have you been excited about buying since we started doing this show?
So many. Definitely Punisher, definitely Hulk. I think I'd be hard pressed to pass on any Toybiz at this stage.
Right? I felt like I was cheating on you when I was at Joe Fest last year because I walked up and there was a table and it was just Toybiz. I sent you I sent you videos of it and I was like,
yes,
I want to buy all. Oh, thanks, brother. I want to buy all the Toybiz, but if Zazla was here, we could do a whole bit. And I'm just buying Wolverines by myself. I had a little sulk, and then I just took some. And the guy was like, "You got to." I said, "Not now."
You don't know what I'm going through. I need these.
Yeah, you don't understand. You don't get it.
Hey, was Skeletor back last year or not?
No, there was no. That particular Skeletor I did not see last year.
Okay, we must have scared him off the year before.
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome, Josh. Yeah, my son's going to be there too. He's not old enough to drink, so he can be on babysitting duties.
You'll be bailing his old man out of jail.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
me
right.
and
He's
you
old
will
enough to drink here. He's not old enough to drink there.
We'll be
He's gonna
staying
be a
over.
thirsty
You guys
boy.
driving you around.
Bail me out. Do you want me to throw up these slides at him?
Throw up these slides and let's get going. We got a lot to digest today because it's a little bit of a throwdown, a competition, if you will, a mano a
Cool.
mano. But just a little history lesson because we haven't been here for a while. So
Yes.
the company that we knew as Toybiz started in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, as a company called Sharon Toys. They had a Toybiz division, you see, and that was for international sales. So when they started making action figures, if you were in Canada, you got a Sharon toy, and if you were anywhere else in the world, you got a Toybiz toy. And you can see here, there's a Bob the Goon that's got the Sharon logo on it, and a Bob the Goon that has a Toybiz logo on it.
Makes a lot of sense. I've heard Canadians are quite good at sharing.
We are good at we're also good at sharing our language because you can also see the Canadian card has both English and French, and the
yes.
one is just English. So
Oui.
and now when you guys are here at Con, we're going to be doing it. We got a couple secret things planned, but one of which is going to be a Canadian scavenger hunt, and so it's who can find the first Toybiz carded figure with a Zeller's price tag still on it. Will be the
Oh, nice.
We're going to be searching for that kind of stuff. So Batman was the first line that Toybiz got a hold of, and they did 3 figures, and then they just kind of went gangbusters, and they did Batman. They did 2 waves of DC superheroes before they lost the license to Kenner in 1990, which is going to be the handoff to Kenner, you believe it. But then they got the Marvel license and did a few waves of Marvel figures to varying degrees of awesomeness. Then they got the X-Men license, which I think they really hit their stride. That's when they really kind of sank into what the potential of Toybiz could be, and we got just some glorious stuff there. And they went back and did a couple more lines of Marvel figures, and they did Talking Marvel figures, and they did X-Force, a little spin-off there. And then the last wave of X-Men, they changed the card art from so the end of the era of what I call the orange cards and the beginning of the Wolverine cards. And again, that's where the luster kind of came off the rose for me. I don't know how lustrous roses are. However, at this point in time, Marvel animation hit hard. After the success of X-Men on the Fox network, everybody wanted a piece of Marvel cartoons. So we got the Fantastic Four cartoon, and then we got the Marvel Action Hour, which included an Iron Man cartoon, and then we got the amazing Spiderman animated series, which was an incredible series of toys. And what we're going to look at today is the first wave of Iron Man figures and the first wave of Spider-Man figures, and say which line we think was better. Which one, if we had to put our money on which one. So, boys, just based on what we know about Toybiz, what do you think is a better line, a first wave of figures, a Spider-Man wave or the Iron Man wave?
I can't recall exactly which figures came in each wave. I know that I was super excited for Spider-Man. I was thoroughly excited for Iron Man, Fantastic Four, and all of those, and the Hulk, Ghost Rider, all of those toys that were coming out. But I remember being particularly amazed at the spectacular web of Spider-Man action figures that were coming out. So it's going to be a tough call because I did like the Iron Man line, and I think from memory they did the armor a lot better than we first saw in the Iron Man Toybiz figure.
We didn't get a Hot Tub Tonys. We didn't get any of those.
No Hot Tub Tonys. But I'm gonna say at the moment, possibly Spider-Man is going to take the win here. But that's just nostalgia coming back to flood. I may be wrong.
Well, I had to go back and watch our last episode of Fantastic Four figures to find out what I said, because I didn't want to, now that I've put all the slides together, that to skew my opinion. And so I suggested, I bet down Iron Man that was going to be the better line.
I think I bet on Spider-Man.
You did.
Perfect. I'm consistent. Take that.
You said, listen, Adam, if it's not Spider-Man, I'll punch myself in the face.
That does sound like me. All right, fellas down below there, Gaz and Nate, we're at this stage without looking at the figures. Where do we think we're going to skew towards?
Well, I'm just trying. I'm thinking.
Figured it out.
Go ahead.
Well, we've got more practice making Spider-Man,
Mhm.
but
It's true.
and I know that the Iron Man that we saw in previous Toybiz wasn't great.
I will say this though,
enjoyed-
Nate. I'll say this: there's been one or two good Spider-Mans, but Spider-Man has been the consistent swing and a miss for Toybiz.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard, because there was like a couple of good ones, but there were a lot of not very good ones at all. Yeah, I can't decide.
It's only my two least favorite Marvel characters. I'm trying to think of like the variety in each line in this first wave. Like how
Well,
many?
don't think too hard. Adam's going to show us.
No, but I'm trying to wonder like which one I think is going to be better. The Spider-Man, well, he's got a better rogues gallery, so maybe they'll have some good bad guys. And like Iron Man, I'm trying to think of like his rogues gallery, and I'm like, I can only think of War Machine, but he's a good guy, and I don't know if he was like if he was in this line. So like with a bit of disdain, I have to pick over Spider-Man.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Never be sorry, Cass.
Never be sorry, brother. So here we go. We're diving in. We're looking at the Iron Man versus Spider-Man line, and the first figure up is Backlash from the Iron Man figures. And wow, not much there, is there?
I don't think I'm going to be disappointed with my initial guess of Spider-Man being the best of Wave 1. We might get some backlash on Backlash on Blacklash.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so this is a whippy pirate figure.
Yeah.
Green ponytail coming at the top of his head. If I just showed you this figure without the packaging and said, no context, what line is it from?
Yeah, we got Voltron.
I would have said like some Dollar Tree line of. It's just I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. It's rough.
What's the difference between Blacklash and Whiplash?
Well, Blacklash is white.
Ah.
No,
Well,
I don't.
Yeah,
Like Whiplash is like mechanical, and I think Blacklash is more magical.
isn't he like he's like somebody's brother in the universe?
Yeah, well, he works with the Mandarin, right? Like he's part of the Mandarin's 10 Rings gang. So he's got some kind of magic whip power going on. But just as a figure, I would have left this on the shelf for sure.
Yeah, I don't remember owning it.
No, and even the sculpting looks very like muted compared to what we've seen for Toybiz so far. So this to me is a very disappointing figure. He has some whip accessories, not a lot of them. And he's got like an action with his arm that comes down, which is pretty standard. But plastic cape, so I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a plastic cape guy. I'm a material cape guy. So yeah, I'm gonna give this guy a 3 out of 10. I just
That's generous.
Yeah, that is generous. Yeah.
just don't see it.
I'm gonna give it a 2, only because I don't think it's bottom of the barrel necessarily. Like we have seen some worse toys, not by far, but yeah, I give it a 2 only because I think he looks like a bit of a mix between a pirate and a swashbuckler. So he's not completely terrible. The Gideon style puffy ponytail is a bit lackluster, but I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah.
Lads,
I'll give it a. Like I'm not at all familiar with this character.
I forgot that Nate loves every Toybiz figure. 10 out of 10. He loves it.
It's great. I love it. Like I'd say 6 out of 10. Like it's
wow.
It looks fine to me. Like obviously I haven't seen it in person, but it
right.
looks I don't know the character, so like I don't know what it's supposed to look like. Yeah. I do like the soft goods capes better than the plastic ones, but still it's got a cape, so I would assume that he could fly. Like that.
Never assume that. He's just an out of work magician, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gaz, what are you
Gaz?
saying, buddy? So I gave it a 3. Nate gave it my favorite figure ever. Zazel gave it a 2, and what's Gaz giving it?
I don't know, man. This guy, clearly the character hasn't been updated since like the late 70s.
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
It looks like
He's
a villain
got-
from the Phantom.
Right, yeah. He's got like this V open chest thing going like Destro, but he's wearing a full face mask. And his hair's coming through.
Lord.
No, this guy gets I'm giving him a generous 0.5.
0.5.
Oh, fair enough.
From Blacklash.
I'm being hard. I'm gonna be hard in this. This is
If people in the chat want to throw in their numbers for poor old Blacklash here, and while you're doing that, please hit that like button. We appreciate it here on the show. Thank you.
And can we all say one thing?
The card's
Not
pretty cool.
one black thing on him.
Yeah, Yeah.
Mm.
very right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the blue Raja. There's no blue in your costume.
Is that a sash going down? Is that a sash?
Is the rest of his head bald, and he has the ponytail, or when he takes his mask off, is it all like flowing like Nate's?
Yeah, I think it's actually Trevor Fitzroy in a mask.
Ah, yes.
I bet you it's not even his hair. It's just attached to the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a plume on a helmet. Just
Yeah.
I mean, when Iron Man shows up to fight this guy, he's probably laughing so hard. He's like,
but when people are doing their police descriptions, they say he's got long, flowing, blonde hair.
Yeah.
He's
But,
wearing,
like, then he takes his helmet off and his hat off, and he's actually bald underneath.
he was wearing a blue bodysuit that he didn't zipper up all the way.
Yeah.
A
He's
maroon
outgrown it.
and a blonde ponytail coming out of his mask.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, it's Backlash again.
All right, moving on. It can't get much worse than that.
Well-
Here is Gray Gargoyle.
Wait, now hang on. Did you say that you thought it couldn't get worse?
Yeah.
Because this is a great toy. This is a fantastic toy.
I'm saying it couldn't get worse than Blacklash.
Oh no, definitely not. Because I hate to jump in. I thought I was defending my boy Grey Gargoyle for a second.
No.
My brother Adam got the Grey Gargoyle, and he sort of gravitated towards the bad guys. The cape is a little bit more flexible, I think, than the one that we showed previously.
Yeah.
But this was a great toy. We had hours of fun with the Grey Gargoyle. I'll say
This event that break apart. It's incredible.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love this
And
toy.
a simple color palette, but works. Looks just like he did in the comic book and cartoon.
Yep.
And like a Granite Man, I can understand. I get that power. It's just a rock against the machine. I think this is the opposite end from Blacklash. I give this like a 9. Like it's simple but perfect.
Yep. I give it a 9 out of 10 too, because I think the only thing letting it down is that he has piano playing hands.
Yeah.
So
throwing bricks.
yeah, but I think we've come a long way from being like Colossus and having the static hand pose that doesn't work for anything other than the gimmick.
Right.
But it's not. It doesn't take away from it entirely. It's still a 9's pretty good, I think, for this figure. I do like the colors on it. For some reason, the blue really works against the gray, and I guess that's why Batman works, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's got a great sculpt for the face. Definitely 9 out of 10.
Yeah. No, 9 out of 10 for me. Love it.
That's a good question, Adam. What are they?
The file cards. They were a sticker on the front of the bubble. And the names were a sticker as well. So it was the same card, and then the names were a sticker that went on top of the black square there.
Cool.
I think this is the first time we saw. Well, no, because of the X-Men Wolverine cards, but this was like a Toybiz line that didn't have character-specific card backs.
Which is a shame. But that Iron Man looks cool.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, we've given it high marks. So you're going to come in and knock us off our peg?
10 out of 10 for me. I don't mind the open hand. I would give Iron Man the pimp hand.
Just backhanded everywhere.
Well, much like my Fatal Fluffy, I'm very perplexed. He doesn't look like a gargoyle. I'm just saying. I'm gonna put it out there. He doesn't look like a gargoyle.
Fair enough.
I do like the sculpt. It's like a businessman. It kind of looks like a businessman. He's got like a little mustache going on.
Yeah.
He got concrete mustache because he's concrete, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the blue, but I think it's too light. So I'm gonna give this guy a 4.
Oh, ouch! You know, concrete mustache was the name of my high school metal band.
He's not a gargoyle. He's not a gargoyle, so he gets a 4.
Yeah, but he turns everybody into like stone. So
we'll call him Medusa. He's not a gargoyle.
Mandusa.
Mandusa. That's his new name, Mandusa.
How does he get him? He gets him with the Mandusa effect.
Yeah, exactly.
I always forget.
The karate chop. Where's Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now moving on. If you guys have hats, hold on to them. Iron Man. Now, standalone figure, huge improvement from the last one we got.
Oh yeah.
Massive improvement. But you're saying, with the last one, it had the fun play feature of armor that came on and off. Well, so does this one. He has his regular suit of armor as a base figure, and then you can power him up with this vac metallized armor on top. And man, to me, the fact that you can lose every part if you're a terrible kid, you lose all your pieces. You still have a Dynamite TV show accurate Iron Man to play with. But if you keep all these pieces, you can put them on and off in different configurations. Like I would often just put his boots on and have just power boot Iron Man, or just right. You could be creative. This to me is, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but an 11 out of 10. Vac metallized, great looking figure, just all kinds of play with them, value. Yeah, just perfect. Yeah, 11 out of 10.
Yeah, 11.
How great is vac metal?
Oh,
I was the same with you, Adam, where I would also put certain parts on. I didn't really have the wrist on, and I didn't really use the shoulder pauldrons that much. I said the front chest armor and sometimes the boots. Yep. I think that if this needed anything, and it doesn't, but if it did, maybe also a vac metal helmet to go over the miniature helmet, just as an extra bonus. Yep. Doesn't need it, but I think that would have been really cool. Rocket firing is neither here nor there. I don't think he needs the weapons. In fact, he never used them when I had him. He didn't need them.
I used them against him.
Right. But I remember this being, at the time, what I considered the best Iron Man I'd ever seen in toy form. Yeah. And perfectly represented the character. Like, it doesn't look off. It looks like the cartoon character. It looks like the comic book character at the time. And it's just, with or without the armor, is a perfect toy. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I'm going to save my 11s for something that really blows my mind. But this is a 10 out of 10 figure. I cannot fault it. I loved it and still do. It looks great.
Now, I will say...
Spring missile? Well, yeah, but it also is summer, autumn, and winter. So you can use it any time of year.
But there was a variant. Half of them had red missiles and half had yellow missiles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You look at the package one has a red missile.
Yes, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What do you guys say, Nate?
I'm with you. 11.
Yeah.
I give him an 8.
Fair enough. That's still a good score.
I told you. I mean,
what's losing points? What's losing points?
The helmet. I think they could have just had like Tony Stark's face, and then you put the helmet on, and it'd be like part Vac metal. But I do like the Vac metal, and that's what brought it up to an 8. Is the Vac
perfect.
metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel you.
All right. Good marks for this guy. Now we're going to go a little further. Now we might need to revisit a bit of a lamer figure as we talk about this next one. And I think this next one does well what Cable couldn't do well. So this is deep dive underwater Iron Man.
Well, it comes with, and I don't know why it needs it, but it comes with a plastic dome.
Yeah. So
why? He's wearing a helmet.
Oh yes, there it is.
There he is, all armored up. But
he kind of looks cool. I don't remember this one, but he kind of looks cool. Okay.
I would more use it as a spaceman.
So here's a thing that works way better for Iron Man than does even for Batman, I think. In the show, he had a room full of different armors.
Yes.
So if you had
yes.
if you had this Iron Man,
yes.
if you had this Iron Man,
yes.
You could have 2 separate Iron Man figures in different armor to wear, and also mix and match all those parts.
True. Because those gold legs look pretty cool.
Yeah. The gold legs look really cool. The gold belt, even I'd put the gold belt on my other Iron Man, let it get going. And and now again, this is Iron Man but underwater Iron Man, but it kind of makes sense. He would need new armor to go underwater, unlike Deep Dive Cable. You don't need that
right.
Cable, right?
Deep Dive Cable didn't even have a dome. So I will say that this is better than the Cable. I don't remember seeing this at all. This is new to me, or at least I've forgotten about it. But I don't hate it.
For me, I'm going to give this figure alone a 10. But if you have the other Iron Man, alone he gets an 8. If you have the other Iron Man, it's a 10.
Gotcha. There's nothing wrong with having a hall of armor for Iron Man. That's his shtick. Yeah. And the show really leaned into that too.
Yeah.
There's always a hydro vibro. So sorry, could you repeat your scores, Adam?
So he's an 8 if you just buy this figure alone.
Yeah.
But if you have the first Iron Man as well, he's a 10 figure because you have the mix and match possibilities.
So I feel you. I'm gonna say with the armor, he's an 8.
Yeah.
But without his armor, he's a 6. He doesn't work as well as an Iron Man figure without the armor on.
I can get behind that.
6 there, 8 all armored up.
But
whereas I think,
you know what this does look like a little bit? Oh, Justin Hammer tried to make an Iron Man suit and it didn't quite make it, and then they
true.
Iron Man. He could be a villain.
Who was Superman's villain in Superman? No. In Superman 4?
Nuclear Man?
Nuclear Man. This is the Nuclear Man of Iron Man.
That's an insult to Nuclear Man.
Yeah, sorry guys. All right, so max 8 if he's all powered up.
Okay.
For me.
So, and again, I said 8, so we'll say 8.
Well, I'm gonna go a big old 10. I love it.
Wow. I'm just questioning the use of the dome. He's wearing a helmet already.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like
that helmet's made for being outside the water, Gaz. This one's made. He has the dome because he doesn't have to make a whole new helmet that's got a seal around his face. That would be very uncomfortable.
It doesn't even look like an underwater suit.
Plus,
I keep thinking it's a spacesuit.
It looks like a spacesuit, especially with the space background.
Well,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
Fly through the water like a freaking porpoise, mate.
The background says space to me. If this is a space figure, I'm giving it a 10. But it's not. It's a water figure. So I'm giving it a 0.5 because it's
Oh wow, no!
it's
There's
terrible. It's
Why don't you
terrible.
remind us?
He's wearing a helmet under a dome. It doesn't make sense. Toybiz, you let me down.
Why don't you remind us what an actual underwater figure looks like, Zazel?
Oh yes, hang on.
No. It better not be.
Where is it? Have I still got it loaded?
You better.
No.
It's up here somewhere.
Put a Hydro Viper on the screen.
There
was
we
a
go. That's enough
10.
of that.
That was a perfect 10. That figure. It was beautiful. He's just saying, "I'm pirate cable. Let's go."
All right, this does look more like a spacesuit than an underwater suit.
Look at the background. The background is space.
Yeah, but Adam did that.
Underwater.
I can think
Because you thought it was a spacesuit, not an underwater suit.
But if you threw away the packaging, you can make it anything you want.
Exactly. So I'm saying, if it's a spacesuit, it's a 10, but it's not. So I got to give it the opposite of a 10.
All right, moving on.
I would be so happy if the next one is a picture of spacesuit Iron Man, but it doesn't have a bone.
It's got-
That's why my Fatal Fluffy's crying. He's like, no.
we have here the Mandarin,
Yes,
and he lights up. His hands light up because he's got magic ring power.
that's cool.
Yeah, they made him green because they didn't want to make an Asian villain.
Oh, okay.
They
I
didn't
wondered
want
about that.
to Mandarin with Hans Chow, and so that's why
Okay.
that's why he's green in this toy line and this
Is that a helmet or something that comes with him? I can't tell.
No, that is just like a little like a totem, like magic thing.
Oh, okay.
But for a Mandarin, that is like a magic ring wielding thing. He's got light up action. Yeah, I give this a 6.5.
Okay, so I feel like the Mandarin is a way better villain than we got with the Blacklash character.
Yeah.
He's modernized for the 90s. Light up features are cool when they work, and I think this is a great gimmick, because how else are you going to show his magic rings? I think this perfectly portrays that. I think his belt buckle looks cool. His outfit looks, it looks like he would be armored up. Unlike the original, when you first see the Mandarin in the comics, you wonder why these guys are going against each other, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's like the magic versus science. But I think here now he looks like a true foil for Iron Man. I'm going to give him a 7. I think he's above average. It doesn't. I wouldn't buy him over any of the Iron Man figures so far. So if I had to have 2 Iron Men and no villains, I'm sorry, well that's where I would be. But he's not bad. I like it. So it's a 7 from me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say 7
yeah.
as well. He seems alright. The color scheme itself is a little bit on the ugly side, but other than
Yeah. Gaz?
But if you put that in front of me without that package, and I'd be like, yeah, it's Ming the Merciless.
Does that give it more points?
Yeah, it does actually. I'll give it a 10.
Oh!
Well done to Ming.
Beautiful. Look at that.
You're not the only one who thought that too, Gaz.
Yeah.
Mm.
We now here have Spider-Woman,
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
who has Spider-Woman katana fans.
They look like flippers.
So the thing about this Spider-Woman, first of all, she was the first character to wear this style outfit. She wore this before the black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where he gets the idea to create the black suit Spider-Man's image, is from seeing Spider-Woman. This is the second, as far as I'm aware, the second iteration of Spider-Woman. One of my favorites. I quite liked her. I liked her in West Coast Avengers. I liked her in the Secret Defenders comic. Her powers, other than being able to stick to walls and stuff, she doesn't have webs necessarily. She has like psi webs. So like they're not. They come from her mind more than anything. Which is an interesting concept. I don't know if I understand it fully, but this is definitely a repaint of someone.
Yeah.
My guess is it's the Invisible Woman.
Yep.
Perfect. I think it looks better than the Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
This is a way better use of this sculpt than the Invisible Woman. I had this toy because I loved this character so much. And this might be nostalgia here, but I'm going to give it a 10.
Yeah, so I think, despite it having weird web fan katana from Mortal Kombat weapons to mimic the psi webs, despite it just being a Sue Storm repaint, the look is so iconic.
Yeah.
That this is maybe one of the top figures in the line for me. It just pops. I loved it, and this was the second figure I bought as a kid. I had to have it, so for me, it gets a 10.
Yeah, that's a 10 from me too. No, I thought I had an Invisible Woman figure here actually, but I cannot find it.
I wonder why.
So this is much better.
I'll give it a 7.
Nice, respectable.
I think though the fans could have probably been translucent and probably looked better.
Yeah.
As opposed to being solid if it were translucent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But other than that, it's a good looking figure. Well, because it's a simple look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys ready for the MVP?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Look
Ooh.
at this. Friggin' War Machine.
Okay.
I think his base figure looks way more heroic and imposing than Tony Stark's did. I think he's just super cool. And when you armor him up, man, oh man, look at the shoulder cannons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Having the figures on his back instead of his arms make the figure so much more playable, so much more cool. And he just looks incredible both ways. Again, all of this armor is compatible with Iron Man's armor. So you can mix and match all these guys. This to me is like the gold standard of Iron Man Wave 1. To me, he's a 10 if he's a day.
Adam, you've expanded my shopping list again, buddy.
I always thought War Machine was a way cooler armor than Iron Man. I think War Machine is also a real cool name.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because obviously Rhodey, he was Iron Man for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that it was only fitting that he got his own set of armor, and man, did they armor him up.
I think he's the one character that they've done terribly in the MCU ever since Iron Man 2. He's just been an afterthought Iron Man clone. Like, I thought he should have had his own show after the Infinity War and Tony died, and just have him be like War Machine, and like a Falcon Winter Soldier show, but just about him being War Machine and trying to be the new Iron Man. I thought it would have been great.
Yeah, well, like
the thing about
they've got Falcon trying to fill Captain America's shoes. War Machine should be out there trying to fill Tony Stark's shoes.
Right.
Right. I think with the MCU's War Machine, though, because he became crippled after the fight with Ultron and Vision.
Yep.
No.
Then
Civil War. Civil War. He got
Civil
shot
War
down
with
by Vision,
yeah, that's right. It was, but it was Vision, right? That sent him.
Yeah. You tried
down
to
to the
shoot
ground.
Falcon. Yeah.
Right. So the problem with him now is it opens up a moral question. It's like, okay, they have the technology to make a man walk again after he was paralyzed. Does that technology now extend to the rest of the world in the MCU? Can people who couldn't walk before now have access to this technology to make them walk? And if they don't,
Was it technology to help him walk, or was it technology that was helping his spinal cord heal, so that he'd be all right?
Either way, whatever technology that made him go from being crippled to being able to walk again, is that now available to people? Like, is that a game changer for the world? It's like, you no longer have to be stuck in a wheelchair. Yeah, he became a paraplegic. I'd be really interested in your opinion on this, Lilith, if you thought that it was handled well or not. It's supposed to be an Armor Wars movie or series. Yes, what happened to that?
Yeah, that would have been so good.
Yeah, that's also dumb. No justice for Rhodey. Yeah, but have I given this guy any points yet? Because he gets all the points. No. You know, I'm going to give this guy from the Ironman line the first 11. This is an 11 toy, both with and without the armor. I would say so. The back armor that Iron Man is known for, the cannons and rockets and so forth. Does that attach without the armor, or do you lose that?
No, it attaches right to his back.
Ah, perfect. All right, yeah, 11. 20. He gets a 20.
Whoa.
Yeah, see that you can see the back there. He's got those little ledges on his shoulders. That's where they plug into.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, 11 from me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lilith.
Nate?
11. Definitely.
11?
He's so cool.
I only have one knock against this figure, and that's his feet.
Oh,
He's got the little itty bitty feet. They should have been like, like the armored.
Now I can't unsee it.
Yeah, the Iron Man, the Iron Man version.
War Machine. His name should be Twinkle Toes.
but you know, because Iron Man had the whole boot, but
Yes.
even with that, Zazel, if you would oblige me a perfect in Slaughter's voice, please.
Perfect.
Thank you.
nice.
It gets an 11 for me because it's War Machine and he's just complete badass.
Well,
How cool is the red eyes?
Yeah.
We'll have to see if we can't find one of these guys at RonCon, because Toybiz is easy to find here in Canada.
Oh, I definitely
cool.
get one of these bad boys.
Yeah, we'll have to send one to Nate.
Yeah, get one of
Yes,
these.
please.
This
We'll have an army of war machines.
Yeah. All right, so that is the Iron Man line. So a bunch of 10s and high marks there. And again, such an improvement over the first Iron Man gimmick of just being naked Tony.
Yeah.
Perfect idea of like a figure plus a figure, right? Like it's
Right.
endless fun. So now we're going to flip over to the Spider-Man line. And boy, oh boy, are we going to start strong.
Oh, yes. I accidentally did the X-Men theme song then, but nobody noticed, so we're all good.
I did.
So
I did. I was being polite.
This is Carnage. He's got snap-on hands that make him look like he's got the big axe hand and
Yes.
club hand.
Yes.
So great play feature. A coolest character. Nobody was hotter than Carnage when this came out.
Maximum Carnage. Oh,
So
so good.
And I will say this. You would not get paint deco like this on a kid's toy anymore.
Nope.
No.
You'd be
On the accessories and everything.
Yep. This to me is a 10 out of 10. No questions asked.
100%.
Yeah, I had this figure. I love this figure. And it was, you had to choose how because you only got 2 arms, but you got 3 weapons. You had to choose which combination you were going to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had so much fun with Carnage. I had the Maximum Carnage video game. I collected all of the crossover Maximum Carnage comic books. Carnage was presented great in the cartoon, but nowhere near as cool as he was in the comics. I do wish he was a little bit slender, as you can see on the picture there for Carnage. He's got that sort of slender look to him to Cletus Cassidy. But yeah, this is a great Carnage figure, and he's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yep. Yeah, look at people are loving on Carnage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old 10 from Nate. Gaz is going to give it a high 6.
No, I'm gonna give it a 4. I think it's terrible.
What?
Sorry.
Where?
Just like look at it. It's just a big mess.
Carnage is a big mess.
I don't like Carnage.
That's fine. We still love
all
you
be
guys.
Cobra Eels, Gaz.
I would totally take this figure, and I would pull all the figures off the peg, and then put this one way in the back, and then bury it. That's what I would do.
As a Toys R Us employee, Gaz would bury this figure.
4, and that's being generous.
Oh, wow.
It's lucky that these figures had the J hooks on them, because I remember if there was a figure at the back that I wanted, I wouldn't pull them off. I'd just tear the peg hole.
Yeah.
No, I would purposely weaken the hook part, so they have to put one of those the
the sticker ones. Yeah.
plastic ones that are like this,
Yeah.
like this, on there, so you can't pull it down.
Wow. So what's the opposite of maximum carnage? This is
Minimum
absolute
order.
weakness.
Minimum order.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
All right. So moving on from Gaz's 4, we get Dr. Octopus. Now,
Yes.
I don't like this design. Dr. Octopus was a threat because he had tentacles, not because he was Arnold Schwarzenegger. So when they redesigned him for the cartoon, I didn't like the design they gave. Now, that being said, this is a perfect representation of that character as he appeared in the show. So I think his tentacles are a little bit short, and they should be a little bit longer. And so I give him a 7.
That's fair. My brother Adam again had this figure. I wonder if Adam got all the figures I didn't want to personally get, so I could get all the cool ones. I apologize, Adam, if that happened. But he had a cool name. You can't have a cool name like Adam and have all the toys.
You can't. It's just too much power.
It's too much power. With too much power comes great Dr. Octopus. And I remember having some fantastic adventures. You got this little play feature in the back where you can make the tentacles move.
Yep.
And for the most part, it works, how you want it to. I've got no issue with the design of it. I think it's a great update to the character and brings him into modern times to give him a little bit more of a threat level. I'm going to give him 8, I reckon.
All right.
I like how many versions of armor just leave the abdominal section. Yeah. like I want to be protected everywhere except where my vital organs are. I don't need it. I do sit-ups.
Yeah.
I love it.
But other than that, he looks like Dr. Octopus. He's an 8. He looks like he could mess stuff up for Spidey. But yeah, he's an 8.
Beautiful.
No, I'll give it a 5.
The
I don't like Dr.
Lilith
Octopus at
asked
all.
if anybody sent away for that T-shirt. I need to be honest with you. I sent away for the promotion in the back of the Mortal Kombat instruction book in my Genesis game, and it never came. And I was so jaded and never sent away for anything else after that. I was just like, screw you, mail-aways.
I don't even know if it was available to us to mail away for, but if it was, I didn't do it.
But I see that
Hey, how are you,
a lot of the shirts on my wall, and I kind of want to send away from it now to see what happens.
Yeah, just see what happens. They may have a bunch of them in the warehouse.
Yeah. All right. So I gave it a 7. Zizzle gave it an 8 or a 7. Nate
8,
gave
I
it
think.
an 8, and Gaz gave it a 3. 5.
5.
All right. Well, moving on here. We've got the Hobgoblin.
Yep.
Now, this figure it's got a plastic cape, which I don't love, but he's got bomb throwing action. He's got a glider weapon, a glider vehicle, which really excited to play for making a flying figure. I think the sculpt looks okay. It looks pretty good. But it does a thing that Toybiz did that drove me crazy, where it didn't paint the trunks on the top of the legs. So it's just the square cut crotch is the only deco you get. That just drove me nuts. I thought for an extra penny, this thing could have been great. Because of the weird paint job and the plastic cape and the okay sculpt, I give this thing a 6.
Did you see that? It's a -4.
-4 on the Hobgoblin.
Wow. Oh wow!
I knew a girl with the nickname Hobgoblin back in high school. So the thing about this toy, the cartoon voiced by Mark Hamill, which is great. I didn't realize that until I was older that was Luke Skywalker doing the voice.
Yeah.
It comes with a pumpkin bomb, which is great. It was weird that the Hobgoblin came out before the Green Goblin in the cartoon.
Yep.
But I went with it. Hobgoblin. Or is it just Hans Chow? Yeah, Hans Chow does a good Hobgoblin. My brother Adam had this figure.
That's the next T-shirt.
Yeah. My brother Adam had this action figure. And he also had the Green Goblin from the previous Toybiz wave.
Which was a great figure. That was a 10 out of 10.
Right, so thankfully, we had Green Goblin and Hobgoblin for Spider-Man to go up against. And I remember having many vivid and extreme battles, aerial battles with these guys. So it almost, it's cut off a little bit on the front there, but it does have a cool bat sort of frontage to the glider. I think it's a 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
It's pretty high on my list, only because that is the Hobgoblin. It looks like the Hobgoblin. It looks menacing enough, and it comes with the appropriate accessories. I can't really fault it on anything except that rigid plastic cape was a bit of a pain.
And the leg paint. Don't forget the leg paint.
Yeah, and the leg paint. But I don't think it's as bad as some of the... Definitely better than a -4. This is at least an 8 out of 10 figure. It looks like the Hobgoblin. What more do you need?
All right. Nate?
Say it with me, folks. Big old 10.
Nate is the only guy who's bought shares in Toybiz. He wants to get the price up.
I'm gonna say that Kiwi's -4 is a little harsh for this figure.
Yeah.
Now that you point out the lack of paint on the top of the legs, I can't not see it. And that face sculpt is pretty hideous, and he's supposed to be hideous.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 5.5.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, middle of the road. Zazel's got some nostalgia attack to it. Nate loves it.
Gaz is like a fine connoisseur of wine. Like here, chugging on a goon bag.
Next time we do a games night, I'm gonna make a new game called "Does Nate Love It?" And the answer is always yes.
Yes.
All right, moving on. We've got Alistair Smythe.
This one's going to be tough to love.
Yeah.
Now, my brother had this.
I've got 75% of this figure. I'm missing.
My reaction is this right here.
It's a lot of like random bits and bobs. It has his legs. It has the torso. It's missing the crotch.
Oh
yeah,
no.
right.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Oh, what in God's name is this?
So this
Yeah.
was
So Johnny makes a good point about the Hobgoblin, how it looks like the Demo Goblin. It does a bit, and I believe, if I remember correctly, the Demo Goblin was extracted from the Hobgoblin as its own entity.
right. So in the cartoon, Zazel, correct me if I'm wrong, but Alistair Smythe was kind of like Wilson Fisk's intern and like adopted son almost. And
Right.
he was a robotics guy, and he was in a wheelchair, kind of like
Yes.
and the wheelchair was kind of like Professor X's wheelchair. And
It was pretty similar.
Yeah, and so he would make a bunch of Spider Slayer robots to try and kill Spider-Man in season 1, and then there was an accident, and so then Wilson Fisk turned Smythe into this, and this is actually an android. It's half Smythe, half robot.
Right.
And, yeah, look hard. You just can't see that. And that's where you got this weird hybrid techno-organic situation going on here. As a figure, it's disgusting, but it's still playable. It's something to punch. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
So, like I said, my brother had this one, and I'm starting to now think maybe I did push the ones I didn't want onto my poor little brother. I think if correct me if I'm wrong, they brought out a vehicle that acted as like a battle version of his wheelchair that you could put him in.
Yep.
And I think maybe that makes him a little bit better. I think if you look at the character, there are some really monsterific sci-fi disgustingness coming from him, right? Like he's got blades and stuff coming off of him, but they're all shielded in flesh.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean that adds way more to the creepiness factor of it. Like those are going to do some damage, but does that also damage himself? Yeah, mullet hair, abs. Yeah. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme, but it's like more like goddamn. Yeah, difficult and painful to hold. But like I think as a monster, this guy looks creepy as heck.
Yeah.
Does it fit with Spider-Man? Not really. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So I'm going to go middle ground, give him a 5.
All right, so 5 from me, 5 from you, Nate. What do 2 5s make?
No, I'm going like maybe a 6, because like it's weird, it's unsettling, but it's supposed to be. Right. I'd never, like, not knowing anything about the character, I would never have guessed that he was like part machine though, so that's why the lower marks. I thought he was some sort of fish boy.
Underwater Smythe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was some sort of like just aquatic dude. Like, yeah, I would have thought he was like a mutant from the X-Men or something. Like,
he would be a way better mutant for the X-Men.
Yeah,
yeah. So like, I get now knowing that I get what the spikes and that are about, but they don't seem to have. For me, they don't. They haven't translated that to the figure. Like, I would never have guessed that he is a cyborg, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, 6.
Hans, what do you give it?
This particular figure, because I watched the cartoon and preferred Smite in his wheelchair, he's like a 2.
There you go. Gaz, what do you got for us?
And I didn't think it could get any worse. This is just a hot mess. Look at him. I mean, like, was he supposed to be like an insect? He's supposed to be a robot? What is he supposed to be? Maybe if they put a little color in the fleshy things.
Yeah.
Like to make him look like their blades popping out of his body or something like that. But nah, man, this guy.
If they would have increased the body horror of this child's toy.
I'm just, you know.
Yeah.
Look,
they need to have metal protruding and blood dripping down.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying blood. Just maybe make it black or something like his pants or whatever his bottom half is. Anyway. Anyway.
Don't you hate pants?
I'm not gonna go negative. Like Kiwi did, but I'm gonna give it a whopping 0.
Sure.
Oh, not even a score.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Don't be afraid to go negative, mate. That's how you get clicks.
I'd buy a Hydro Viper over this.
Without the helmet?
Without the helmet.
Yikes! Okay,
All right.
that's saying something.
Like I said, like Rayar, whatever his name is, Remar is doing right here. It's just horrible. It's horrible. I can't look. Oh.
Yeah, fair enough.
Here we go, folks.
Yeah, Sarge is also not impressed.
Look at this. We've had
Oh yeah.
in Toybiz so many Spider-Man toys. We've even had 2 releases of a multi-articulated Spider-Man toy. What they choose to give us for our first Spider-Man toy from its own TV show is a guy with 3 points of articulation, hands consistently out like he's at a Metallica concert, with a web that goes through them with red pieces of Lego on the end. I hate this toy.
I legitimately want one just to put a little Metallica T-shirt on it.
It's Red Solo Cup Spidey.
This college rager Spidey.
This is
Guys, don't forget it comes with a bonus pin.
It's the flagship of the line. It's the main guy.
Yeah. It's the
All right. First of all, this version of Spider-Man held prominence in my display. I had, by this stage, a lot of Toybiz happening in my room, and this guy was hung. The first time I ever thought to do it, I hung him off the ceiling.
What is happening in your room? And this guy was hung.
This guy was hung from the ceiling. Webs extended out so that he could swing, and extended with bits of cotton wool and stuff to make it look like proper cartoon style webbing. And I absolutely loved it. It didn't have a lot of arm articulation, or any, but it had 0 arm articulation. And I'm gonna obviously say that due to my nostalgia of admiring all my Toybiz and seeing Spider-Man swinging on the ceiling, I've got to give it a 10. I got to do it.
I'm going to balance out, and I'm going to give it a 1. I'll say.
What? There's no way this is a 1. Look at the paint. The paint itself. They paint the individual. You don't get that very often anymore, where they painted the lines on him.
No, but you do get arm movement.
Yeah, all right. It's just really well painted. And one of the things that I do like about it that happens with a lot of the Toybiz Spider-Man is that the webs that come down on his face, they aren't too spaced apart. And you get that with a lot of Toybiz for some reason, where they for some reason want to, at the mouth, spread the web design too far out, as opposed to having it all streamlined. This one I thought did well.
Great. So you gave it a 10. I gave it a 1. Gaz, what are you feeling, baby?
You don't want to know. Look, I'm just using my fingers to show my emotion. This is just sad. Go home. I said I wasn't going to go there, but I'm going to go there. This is a negative 10.
Negative 10?
No!
This is garbage.
No way.
His arms are fixed in one position like this. Look
I love the Spidey so much. I put it on the thumbnail.
Look at the picture of Spidey on Spider-Man. Look at that. Look at the one that's next to him where he's swinging. You can't do any of that with this figure.
You can. You can do exactly that pose.
You can't. You cannot. You cannot do that. Look,
the picture on the left.
Yes, he's got a.
That's exactly what you can do. You can bend his legs and you can turn his head.
Webs. He's shooting webs. He's going like this, and he's got solo cups in his hands. No,
like I'm not saying anything about the cups, but I'm just saying you could make that toy do that exact pose. Turn his head slightly and bend the knees.
Man. Take off the nostalgia glasses. This is crap.
I can't. I just simply can't.
All right, Nate, what do you give it, buddy?
Now, if they were to put a parachute on the back and this was base jumping Spider-Man,
thank you. Yes,
that would be a 10.
Yes.
But seeing as there's no parachute, that's a 3 from me.
What would you give it if he gave him like a Hawaiian-style bathing suit and he was belly flop Spider-Man?
No, hang on. Nate, I refuse to accept that you're going to give this toy a 3 when you gave Blacklash a very high score. What is going on?
I didn't know who Blacklash is.
No, this is ridiculous.
All right.
No. It's like the only thing you can do with him is like, hold together 2 things that are falling apart like in the movies. That's about it.
Yeah, he can
So
ride a
that's-
train.
Give him an extra point for that.
Hans Chow,
Fine.
voice of
4.
reason. What do you give it?
I am a sucker for articulation and posability.
dear.
Even when I was a child, I'm not a big fan on action features, very similar to like the Street Fighter G.I. Joe line, which kind of hindered the articulation or to add in spring-loaded stuff. I have one question about this before I give my grade. Do those strings, do they go in and out or anything like that?
Yeah, they go right through.
Okay, so you can actually slide him along the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So he looks
Which
like
he would
he's
like
being-
this.
Yeah, so he looks like he's being strung up then.
Yeah, he does
Yes.
that classic Spider-Man where he slides along threads through his body.
I will. If they made the and it's black too. I wish it should be white at least.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Now hang on. Before you give your points, let me just say this Spider-Man has as much articulation as a Star Wars figure did at the time. It's still got 5 points of articulation.
No, he can't move his shoulders. He can't.
Yeah,
Zazel,
but
he can't stand like this.
but he's still 5 POA. He's got the knees, he's got the thighs, and he's got the head. That's 5. That's the minimum we got back then. We were lucky to get anything more.
He's
Oh.
excellent at if he had friends that could do the MCA, he could do that dance.
Mike has better
Like,
articulation than this guy. So
The way kids play with toys, right? Like they smack them together, okay? And when you got arms, at least there's a bit of a buffer in the way. He is just bull with his crotch. Just take my swinging crotch.
All right, Hans, sorry for interrupting. Please, by all
No,
means, give him the score.
he's like a 1, unfortunately. He might be a 2. He might be a 1 or a 2. That kind of thing.
You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy.
Moving
This is
on.
like, don't play that Star Wars line.
Moving on. We've got short order cook Spidey that comes with a web spatula.
Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
So at least this Spider-Man can punch a fool, but
Look at this.
he shoots out that spatula web, and he's got a gray solo cup on the end of the web that goes through his arm, and he pulls it back. It is awful. It's awful.
Come on, no, man.
They've done better. They've
Look at
done
that
this line to
pin.
be
Look
better.
at that pin.
Or
But how
pick
do you
this
want your
line
eggs?
to be
How do you want
better.
your eggs, guys? He's gonna get them for you.
I think he can do the pose as well on the packaging. I think he can do that pose. Maybe,
Yeah.
kind of.
Kind of.
This is
Dude,
an
I
upgrade
get-
to the last one, though.
Yeah, but it would take a lot to be a downgrade.
Wow. Please.
Yeah, it's
I'll
practically
at least
better.
say if you are industrious as a child, so if I got this for my birthday, I would say thank you, Auntie, for getting me Spider-Man. Then I'd take him to my room and I'd cut the line and I'd get rid of the spatula, and I'd just have Spider-Man with a straight arm and a punching arm. And I'd be,
My arms are permanently like this though too.
yeah,
Oh, is it palm up? Oh, yeah, it is palm up. But
yeah. So I'm going to give this guy a 4. I'll give him a 4 out of 10.
oof.
Zazel, do you want to give him a 20?
I don't need to take this abuse from you. I've got hundreds of people lining up to abuse me.
Oh,
Look, this obviously has the issue of having only one articulated arm as far as the elbow is concerned. It's like, how do I defend this one after I gave the other one 10?
oh my lord.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a fly swatter situation.
Spatula.
Yeah, he's got the arm attachment from Michael Keaton Batman that hits people in the crotch. Look, this is not a great Spider-Man. It's not a bad Spider-Man. I would say this is a middle grade. This is definitely not one of the worst Spider-Man we've ever seen. You would say we just saw that one, but I will give this guy at least like it's better than average. I'd say it's a good 6.
All right. Gaz?
Nate goes first.
I gave the last one a 4 in the end, so this one it's a slight improvement. So this one's a 5.
Nate is such a critical grader. I didn't realize he was so critical of toys.
He's not.
He's not. This is the most critical he's ever been. Everything's been a
He's
10
giving
out of 10.
everything a 10. So, my turn. You want to go, Hans, or you want me to go?
Don't get me wrong. I'll rate these any number. I'll still want one.
Yeah.
All right. Look at his head scope and that picture you have on Toad. He's saying, "Why me?" That's what he's saying. Why me? This is. Why can't they?
You know what
just
it looks
give me,
like?
Just a standard.
He's looking at the camera and he's like, "Are you seeing
Why
this?"
can't I just have regular articulations? What he's saying? Why do I?
It looks like he's doing. It looks like he's doing the kill shot, but he can't look at what he's doing. Like he has to look away.
If they would have just mirrored his other punching arm, this would be a 10 out of 10 figure.
Like, why can't it just be straight on articulation? Why does it need to be a gimmick? And then you have this stupid string with the cup at the end. It didn't work in the last one. It doesn't work with this one. It especially doesn't work with that thing coming out of his palm. What spatula was supposed to be webbing with his straight arm. This is terrible. This is terrible. This is a -9.
What?
-9. This is terrible. Terrible.
Come on.
I picked this line to be better than the Iron Man line. I'm taking it back. The Iron Man line is my line. It's better. This is crap.
The Iron Man line was killer. I love that.
That's right.
Yeah. War Machine
Christ.
alone is better than both these Spider-Man toys.
Right, this is crap.
This line's
Like I'm gonna die on this hill. All right, so.
Jesus.
What do you give it, Hans?
This is a fine toy. I think it's okay. If I got this as a child, I would enjoy it. Spatula and all. This is 5.
5. Okay.
I would play with it for sure.
Okay. Well, here we go. We're gonna end strong though, guys. Check this out. Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Jaw chopping
Very
Venom action.
Damn.
We've had a
Hell
couple
yeah.
of great Venoms. We've had a Venom that talks and says, "I'm going to kill you." I think this is by far the top Venom and the top figure in this line. Right up there. You get this and Carnage, you're laughing. This is a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. So
I want to see this chomping action in action.
Come on, down. I'll show you mine. You can play with it.
that's what she said.
Buddy.
So my brother had this, which is
This is a cool
which
figure.
is it is a yeah. I let him have one. See, so I'm not all bad.
Your brother
I like
had
that they-
a stream going like, this stupid Spider-Man with his stupid arms. My brother had this one because I had all the good figures.
Yeah. Where's his tongue? You know, back then, Venom wasn't always about the tongue.
No.
There was a lot of great shots where he was just without it, and I liked when it was a bit of a mix of no tongue to tongue. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. And I like that they've. Oh, sorry, Nate. Go ahead.
No, you got to keep it fresh, mate.
You got to keep it fresh.
You can't just get the tongue in there.
Yeah, 15 out of 10 easy. I agree.
I like that they've included the white patch on his hands, on
Yep.
top of his hands. I think that sometimes gets overlooked now. Would he look better with more claw-looking hands as opposed to the sweeping water away while you've just peed in the town pool? Maybe. But this is still a 10 out of 10 toy for me.
Nate, what did 5 and 5 make?
That's a big old 10. I disagree about the hand thing, though, Zazel. It looks more like he's about to just fart in his hand and crop it over your mouth.
Cupcake Venom.
Oh,
Yeah. What do you give it, Gaz?
this is a 100.
Oh, yes, bring it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's cool and no stupid gimmick other than the head chopping action, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, but doesn't impede the figure, right?
Yeah, and I know what they were trying to go with the hands. They're trying to give them the clawy stuff, but you know, if they can mold them like this.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm digging it. It's cool.
Hans?
It's hard to mess that up. It's hard to mess it up. The paint on teeth is a little sketchy, though. I do find that a little sketchy,
Sure. Yep.
Especially
I don't disagree.
especially if you're stressing a jaw chomping action. So he's a 9 because of the
Well,
paint.
if you look at the package one that's in package, the teeth look good. That one's obviously played with, so it's worn off.
Yeah, he needs to see a dentist.
So I think
You
you
should
should
have a lot
give
of
it a 10.
tongue.
I think you should give it a 10, Hans.
No, but I think you should give it a 10.
Hans, I think you should give it a 10.
He's got very good paint apps and whatnot, but as I said, yeah, head's a little big.
Yeah, it's true.
Fair enough.
Teeth a
Fair
little
enough.
thing.
Yeah, fair
8.
enough.
8. All right, an 8. But boys, the question is, what was a better line? Wave 1 of Spider-Man or Wave 1 of Iron Man?
Wave 1 of Iron Man.
Or say no.
I say
All right.
just on the Iron Man figures, Spider-Woman and Gargoyle, Iron Man gets it. When you get your lead characters so terribly wrong, it's tough to get back up.
I have to agree. I did give Venom 100,
Yeah.
but that War Machine, Ming the Merciless, and Spider Woman, even with that version of Aquaman, our underwater Iron Man with the dome that he doesn't need, I would choose the Iron Man line over that pathetic group of losers over there with Venom.
Oof. Come on. Everyone in the chat, don't forget to throw in your vote. Which one do you reckon? Wave 1 Iron Man or Wave 1 Spider-Man? And please do hit that like button as well. We appreciate it. I'm going to save my vote till last, so continue while I try to gather my argument.
Well, I think that the Iron Man line is the better line. As a kid, I probably would have wanted the Spider-Man more because I was more about Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, like that side of things. But I do think that the Iron Man toys have been better pulled off.
Yeah. And I'll say this, Nate, I was more of a Spider-Man kid as well. But if I went into the store and I was like, I just saw the cartoons on Saturday morning, we're in Thunder Bay, we're at Zeller's, and I run in, I can get an Iron Man in the underwater outfit or Heavy Metal Spider-Man. No question.
Yeah.
Iron Man's coming home.
Yep.
I did, yeah. I gave that a -10. I gave him what, a 1?
Yeah.
Or did I give him? I gave him a 1, right?
Yep.
No, 0.5. No, that was Backlash.
That was Backlash.
I think I gave him a 1.
Oh, everyone's getting a Backlash for Christmas. All right, so Zazel, we're all saying Iron Man, buddy. What are you saying?
Did Han say Iron Man?
Oh yeah, first thing he said.
Yeah, the first thing Iron Man. Look, as soon as Spider-Man toys only got good when they started to realize that Spider-Man's fun came with his ability to like be articulated and mimic the poses and stuff, and that didn't come until
No, Hans, no.
thousands.
That came 2 years before this line.
What? Oh yeah. That's true. That is true. That is true. And they sacrificed it for spring-loaded goodness.
We got a multiple highly articulated Spider-Man wave 2 of Toybiz.
That's true.
Go the other way here for no reason.
Yeah,
But-
so with the absence of the articulation, plus like the action features and stuff on the Iron Man stuff, it's not invasive, and that's good stuff to me.
I mean, honestly, so look at it. That Spider-Man line is so terrible that Spider-Woman didn't even want to be in it. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
All right, I'm gonna do my best here. Hear me out. Now, hear me out.
Halloween uniform wanted nothing to do with it.
The Iron Man show, like Johnny said, the Iron Man show was not as good as the Spider-Man show.
Sure.
So I would have naturally gravitated more towards Spider-Man anyway, even though I had a bunch of all of these lines in my collection. But if I had to pick one, particularly then, I would have definitely leaned more towards Spider-Man. Now, Venom, Carnage, Spider-Man, they all showed up on the Iron Man show. Why? Because they helped elevate Iron Man's show to make it a little bit better for the kids. Now, do we have a disappointing Spider-Man or two in Wave 1? Sure, these Spider-Men had to crawl before Peter Parker had to, got to soar and web shoot. Now you look at the Rogues Gallery, for instance, right? Who have you got over in Iron Man? Some loser, some granite guy, and Ming the Merciless. But then you look over at the Spider-Man side, you've got some classic Rogues Gallery guys happening here. You've got Venom, Carnage, Dr. Octopus, Hobgoblin. Sure, you got Smythe in there too, but they were hedging their bets. They're like, maybe this guy will fly. And he never really did take off. But that's way more cooler bad guys than you on this side. There's not one really super bad guy like they have on the Iron Man side. So you look at all the Rogues Gallery for Spider-Man to fight. You look at the Rogues Gallery for Iron Man, and it's more like a competition happening over at Iron Man's side. It's like, yeah, I've got the coolest armor. You got a question there, Gaz? Question for the room?
No super cool bad guy. Look at Ming the Merciless.
Mandarin, dude.
Look at him. Look at him. He's way better than all of them.
You yourself said this is more of a Ming than it is a Mandarin. So it's not even that he's a cool Iron Man villain. It's just that you've associated him with a much better Flash Gordon villain.
Oh no.
Now I think that the Mandarin is a great figure. I think that Gargoyle is a great figure. So that's 2 out of 3 bad guys that are any good for this wave. Whereas you look at Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, Doc Ock, Hobgoblin, that's 4 major bad guys done incredibly well in comparison to the good guys' side. So
I want to say something.
And let me fall off this edge first.
When I was 8 years old, I went to my friend Wayne Haskell's house, and he really wanted to go to the store and buy some candy with us. And he said, "Mom, can we go to the store?" And she said, "No, you can't go to the store." And he says, "Well, I'll spend my own money." And she goes, "No, you can't go to the store." And then he started counting his money from his piggy bank. And she said, "You can't go to the store." And he kept counting it in defiance, like he thought it was going to change something. I just see Zazel counting his money right now.
Hang on, I'm almost about to concede. And Lilith, we've done the Fantastic Four already. We'll do definitely more Fantastic Four along the way. Yeah. So here's where my argument falls apart. And it does fall down on my favorite Spider-Man here, in that for me to fully appreciate that Spider-Man, I had to permanently attach him to my ceiling, and he never came down from that one static pose. And now I thought he looked cool up there, and I would look at that and marvel at it, but better Spider-Man figures did come along down the line, and as much as I love the fact that I had him up there on full display, and I thought he looked great webbing, through the my imagination through the New York City, which was my bedroom ceiling. I will admit, I didn't play with him that much because he was a display one. And I definitely would have whizzed Iron Man around more throughout the whole house than I would have Spider-Man. So while I think the Rogues Gallery is a much better selection and way better than the Rogues Gallery that we got for the Iron Man, War Machine and Iron Man alone, being that they are the Iron Man in particular, being the name character for this line, it is Iron Man, and they nailed Iron Man. Then I have to give it to Iron Man.
Yep. Well, good speech there.
I got there, guys.
President candidate Zazel.
It just looks like Spider-Man's like, I'm not a crook.
He was just filibustering until he had to concede.
Right. But next time we come back to the land of Toybiz, we are going to be looking at the Invasion Series X-Men versus X-Force Series 5.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be going a little more in depth into the X-Men line, and it'll be great. So we got that coming up. In 2 days' time, we have Can Or You Believe This over on the Go Figure channel. And I thought I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Basil, let's take one more look.
Yes! Yes!
He looks like he hit a wall.
Yeah. Now, find an action pose. Go through, guys, everyone Google this Spider-Man in an action pose. I'll tell you, it looks marginally better.
With web racing action.
It would look good with suction cap sticking to the car. I will give it that. Look, you've already torn me down. What more do you want?
Let's bring it down a little. Hey, can you play that cable bit again?
Oh yeah.
Let's just remind it how bad.
That's enough of that. I want to, for some reason, thank Adam for putting this together for me and really just destroying my childhood. We love you, buddy. The links to Adam is in the description. Make sure you go there and subscribe. And I know you guys have, because why wouldn't you? You need to go there and subscribe for this new Kenner talk that's happening. If you liked this, you're going to love that. So
check it out one time, won't you?
There you go.
And I want to thank Nate, Gaz, and Hans for being here with us. It's always a blast hanging out with friends, and I think that you're all some of my greatest friends, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to check out Hans' Patreon. If you didn't check out the last stream, then please go back there and check out the links to that. The link for Gaz was also in that previous one. I don't know if I did it on this one. I can't remember. But we're back, baby. We're doing it. We'll be back next week. We're not sure exactly what we're going to STS about, Gaz, but we'll figure it out. We're going to O-ring a bell next week. I think we're going to do the Marauders. So that'll be a big show. And Adam will be back. Now, I believe you said it was going to be Monday morning for you?
Monday morning for me, yeah.
Right, so that'll be Monday night for me.
Yes.
You got it.
Monday morning at what time?
7 o'clock.
7, 8.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But this was a fun hangout. I'm glad we've come back to do it.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Actually, I think the next STS, aren't you guys scheduled to launch the Road to RonCon?
Oh yes,
that's right.
All right, we're gonna road to RonCon. That's a great idea. We'll Hollywood it up, and we'll start talking about what's coming up for RonCon. And that's not even that far away when you think about it. We're already in the third month of the year.
So close.
Yep, so close.
I got to start slimming down.
Yeah, I only hang out with the handsomest of people.
Hans, I can't hear you, Hans.
He's gonna make us look all. He's gonna make us all look bad.
Yeah.
You know, right?
My favorite memory of the first Joe Fest. Well, one of my favorite memories was somebody who had just met Hans Chow and was explaining him to me. It's like, have you met Hans Chow? He's that quite muscular fellow.
Yes. Out of all of us, yes. Gaz and I being a close second, though.
I got fat.
Yeah, we're quite the buff, as the word goes. I figure I might as well just accept my fate and double down on the cheeseburgers, just like really come in hefty. Hey,
Did I tell you guys about my
like this?
yeah, that's me.
my Burger King breakfast the other day?
Oh,
So, okay, we all have guilty pleasures, right? And so, Burger King makes a breakfast, and it's all croissant sandwich based, so it's good. And so, I went to Burger King after dropping kids off at school, and I wanted to get a bacon and egg croissant sandwich meal, which is a little egg sandwich, some little hash browns, and an orange juice. And the lady there was a big snowstorm that day, so apparently their food truck hadn't come in. So she said, "I'm sorry, we're out of eggs." I'm like, "Oh," and I'm trying to think of what else I can get, and she goes, "I could put a chicken burger patty on there. It would be the same protein." And I said, "Yeah, I'm ordering Burger King breakfast. I care about the protein content." And so, so she says, "Okay, I'll put that on there." So I'm getting a croissant bun chicken burger for breakfast with bacon on it. And I said, "Yeah, and just the hash browns." She goes, "I'm sorry, sir. We're out of hash browns. I'm really sorry. But I can make you mozzarella sticks." And I said, "Mozzarella sticks for breakfast? Yeah, sure. You don't say no to this." And then I asked for my orange juice, and she goes, we don't have any orange juice either. The order didn't come in, but I can get you orange soda." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I'm having this chicken burger and mozzarella sticks and orange pop for breakfast. And she gave me so many mozzarella sticks. It was like 12, 13 mozzarella sticks. I was like, "This is the best breakfast in the world." By 9:45, I was out for the count. I was like, "What have I done to myself? I am not. This is gonna kill me." I do it.
We definitely have to go back to the Waffle House. I don't know why people complain about Waffle House. I thought that food was great.
It's great. Yeah, it's
I
great.
loved it.
I ate the whole menu. I know it was all
You did, didn't you?
Hans left nothing off the menu. He's like, he even had stuff from the secret menu.
Yeah. No, we gotta hit Waffle House. We gotta hit Bojangles for sure. Those are the two hot spots I gotta hit.
Timbo's.
Yeah, Timbo's, and in Canada we got a whole bunch of stuff we gotta take you guys to.
Yeah, so there's a place called Tim Hortons in Canada, and I called it Timbo's, and it's caught on.
Yeah.
It's caught on. Everyone calls it Timbo's now.
Yeah, it's a national phenomenon.
I
All right,
started
gentlemen,
it.
I'm gonna let you go because my son and I are gonna watch Daredevil.
All right, let me end the stream. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone in the chat. Hope you feel better, Josh. See you soon.
Yeah.